Hello, welcome back to our Getting Data course again. We have talked load local data into our Python data analysis tool Pandas in last video. And we will talk about connect to database and load data into our Pandas in this video. We will not talk too much about database since it is not a database course. I will take PostgreSQL database as an example. But all the databases are pretty much same in terms of how we manipulate them. Now let's jump into the code and see how we can do that. And first I'm going to open my notebook, go to document and getting data. And here I'm going to create another Python file over here, and let me call it connect database and rename. Maybe I will say this is a second notebook for our getting data course, and I rename. Now the first step is as just like first video, we're going to import the tools we need. So here we are going to import Pandas as PD and say matplot and say inline. Now we can import the matplot dot py plot Python plot as plt, and then there are many tools to connect to database, but here we're going to choose SQL Alchemy. So we're going to say from SQL AL and import the create engine. Okay, now we can run this cell. Sorry, here I should delete this dot. Now let's rerun it. Okay, it's successfully created. Now the second step is we're going to create a connection to the database server. The database server not always have to be a local host. It can be a remote server as long as you can connect to the server. Here I have already installed a PostgreSQL in my laptop in order to demonstrate this tutorial. But you can connect database remotely, which means your database server not have to be your local laptop. It can be anywhere as long as you can connect to the server. Now let's create a database engine. We can create in this way, create engine, and the first is the database type you want to pass in. So here we're going to say PostgreSQL, and then give the username you want to log into the database server. So here my username is same, just this one. So I'm going to just copy it to save the type, and my password is 123, just to keep it simple. And my database address is localhost. And the port is just use the default port, which is 5432, and then the database is Postgres. With the eng, we can try to get to the connection. We can say the connection is equal to engine dot connect that connection. Alright, let's try to build the connection. Okay, as you can see, our SQL Alchemy will use this module, and this module is not exist in our library. So I'm going to show you a very popular way, or probably the most popular way, to install third-party library in Python, which is pip install. So here we're going to also Anaconda and go to the Anaconda prompt. Now we can install install this module, we're going to simply copy it and then paste over here and install it. It will take several minutes. It's really dependent on your network. Now it has been successfully installed. Now let's rerun this cell again. Sorry. Let's see what happened. Oh, it says my username is not exists, or the not correct. So yeah, it should be Postgres instead of PostgreSQL. So let's rerun it. Now we have already successfully built the connection between our local PC with the database. Now I can show you what kind of data we have over here. Once you install Postgres, we have such kind of data in default, and we simply take one of as an example. So let's back into the notebook, and here we just create a very simple SQL over here. Maybe we can test it over here before we run our notebook. So we're going to say select all of them from the pg log dot, let's say pg cos. Maybe we can choose this table. Let's see what happened. Okay, we got those kind of data. Now we just copy this circle over here. I say query SQL equals to this one, and I run it. Now the next step is we're going to load the data into our pandas. So we can do in this way. We can say database data is equal to pd read SQL. Maybe okay, we're here, and we can give the query. Maybe this spell is not really correct, so I'm going to rerun this cell. Now query, and we have the connection. Now let's try to load the data with the connection and this query SQL. Let's try. Okay. Actually, we've already loaded our data into the pandas. Let's try. Head. As you can see, we got the data. But please do remember, close the connection to release all the resource from the database server. So it's very important. Suppose if you have like millions application and build a connection with your database server, it will be overloaded and maybe crashed. So it's very important to release all the resource by close the connection. So we can do it this way. Close. And maybe I can give a comment over here, and I'm going to say close connection is very important. I'm going to run it, and we've already closed the connection, which means we cannot use this connection again. So please close the connection after you have done. Now, of course, we can look at the last 5 lines in this Panda data frame. We can say data, this data, and tell, or you can give a parameter, say 15. In this case, we will see the last 15 lines of this data. Okay, and we can also give a sample plot over here, as we did in the last video. We just simply say plot over here. Okay, that's enough to connect to the database server and load data into our Python data analysis tool, Pandas. If you do not know how to manipulate those data, do not worry about that. We will have a course to explain very detailed ways to manipulate those data. Okay, that's all for connect to the data and load the data into our pandas or into our Python. See you in next video.